So my question is, which of the 5 prompts and responses were your favorite to watch and get to learn about within the different CVL topics?
So my favorite prompt would probably be the lesson plan prompt. That was our very last fifth CVL. It was also the most challenging, I would say, just because like we didn't really have very many guidelines for it. We're just like make a lesson plan, like do whatever you want, um, and I kind of liked that because I felt like a real life teacher. I got to use my creativity and think of a lesson for an age group that I wanted. And I think that really made me feel like a real teacher because that's what they do every day. So that was really cool, and that one's my
I
favorite.
think the prompt that was most interesting to me was the prompt about music and culture. I thought it was really interesting that all three of us got to look at different cultures and we were able to do a little bit of research and share that information with everybody else. I think that it's just really cool to see how music is very different among different cultures and they use different um, music and different instruments and sounds and rhythms, and I think that that's something that's really interesting to look
So my
into.
favorite prompt was actually the musical identity, not necessarily for me making it myself, but it was a good time to reflect. But I really enjoyed getting to watch the videos and learn more about the background of Jamie and Alyssa. I never would have guessed that they have both done dance, and I definitely wouldn't have guessed that Jamie did percussion. So it was really cool to get to learn about things they had done in the past and get to see a little bit of their past in music.
My reflection question is, how do you think this project fulfilled all of the 4 purposes and objectives for this project?
I personally do think that the CVL project did meet its 4 purposes. We used technology to make our videos using our own computers. I know I use Movie Maker. There's other editing software out there, and of course we uploaded it to YouTube. Also, it was a chance for us to share our thoughts on music and share our background in music, and just like let us be ourselves in the way we created our videos. But being ourselves also helped us build community because we were being vulnerable with our group members, and we're also learning more about those in our group to build tighter relationships. And then most importantly, we were just talking about music, and it's something that we all are used to, but we all have different opinions on it. So it was nice to get to hear those opinions and just talk about music overall in our videos.
So I think the CVL fulfilled all of the objectives in the original CVL description. Because I'll go through each of them. Or technology. So obviously we're using laptops, videotaping each other, putting together videos. So we're getting experience with that, and kind of getting experience like with the hybrid class. We got to learn like how we could do this with our own students. So voice, obviously, we're having to record ourselves. So we're all doing it in our own way. Like I'm sitting on my bed right now, but somehow I'm still communicating with you guys and learning. So that's pretty cool. Community, like I talked about before, I think it really helped our communication with the whole class altogether. We're a lot more comfortable with each other, and we're sharing personal and like vulnerable information with each other. So it makes us more of like a community when we're discussing in class and that kind of thing. And lastly, music. Obviously, this is a music class, and everything that we're talking about in our vlogs is musical. And so it's been like a huge thing throughout, obviously, our whole class and our CVLs. Each week, we focus on a new section of music.
To answer my own question, I think that this project did fulfill all of the purposes and objectives. The first one being technology, and I did get some good use out of Movie Maker, and I got more comfortable with it as I went along, and I experimented with some different ways to edit. And I think it's really cool because I do watch vlogs sometimes, so it was cool to kind of see how that process actually works and like do it myself. As far as voice goes, I think it is sometimes hard when you're in a classroom full of people to um, state your opinion because you're kind of on the spot there. And by doing this vlog, you can really show your voice and state what you think and how you feel. without feeling like you're on the spot, because you can retake it, or you're alone, but you're able to think about it. As far as community goes, kind of like we already discussed, by doing each video, we kind of learned a little bit about each other, and became more comfortable with each other, and just got to learn each other's opinions, because we were able to use our voice and put our own opinions out there, and we didn't have to wait our turn in class or anything. And finally, for the music aspect, we were able to do a little research of different types of music, different cultures, learn a song on the ukulele and play that, and just share music that we like and get to see what other people liked of their music.
How do you guys think the CVL helped our whole class's communication and participation during
To answer
class?
Alyssa's question, I think that this project did help us communicate more in the classroom, because I think it gave us a little more sense of community. I know just within our group, by doing this project and showing a little bit of ourselves in each one of these videos, we were able to get a sense of who we are, and be really more comfortable around each other, and just be comfortable in our videos, and that really translated to the classroom.
I think that the CVL definitely helped our communication with the whole class a lot, especially with you, Jamie and Savannah, just because we got to know each other a lot more. We were kind of in a vulnerable state, like videotaping ourselves in front of each other and learning a lot of personal information about each other. And I think it helped us get to know each other really well, and like our whole communication in class was a lot more like a conversation kind of thing. We were able to discuss a lot more, and like as the semester goes on, that's getting better, and I think the CVL is part of that.
Personally, I think the CVLs helped with our in-class communication, because it helped us kind of form a small group that we at least felt comfortable going to and talking to and working with. So I know I've worked a lot with Jamie on some side projects, such as doing the parody, or we even did a concert reflection together. And it's just been good to like give each other feedback in class. But also I've noticed that I've also become closer to Emily, who sits and does a lot of work with Alyssa. And I don't think that would have happened if I hadn't gotten close to Alyssa through the CVL projects. And I think it just like helped us all at least build tight relationships with some people that could branch out and build tight relationships with the rest of the class, to make us feel more comfortable talking and sharing our opinions in class as a whole.